You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world. Listen to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. It's hot already, though. Hot already. Right now, it is 84 degrees. It feels like it's 93, and it's going up to 96. So it is going to be another scorcher. Let me tell y'all something. I had a meeting yesterday. And when I got out of that meeting, it was so freaking hot. My windows had been up all day because I was in the meeting. And when I got out, I'm telling you, I had to rob the air conditioner on and the windows down because it was so freaking hot yesterday. And it's going to be hot again today. It was so hot yesterday, the air conditioning seemed like it was working. When I came home, I was like, is the air on? That's how hot it was. And so I'm expecting the same kind of temperatures today. Here's the thing. It's been like that across the United States. Like the temperatures have been nuts across the United States. And I feel sorry for like on the West Coast because, you know, when it gets this hot on the West Coast, things catch on fire and start to burn. I know a couple years ago, there was Georgia caught on fire like close by me. And I'm like, oh my God, like you could see the smoke and stuff because it was so dry. But the thing about here, we do get a lot of rain, but it was dry that year to the point where the brush caught on fire and it was burning some kind of way. I don't know if somebody threw something, but when it's dry like that, you can't throw matches and cigarettes down because it's easy to catch fire. And that's what happens a lot of times. So when it's this kind of weather, I start to think about the West Coast because, you know, the West Coast will catch on fire and just burn completely down. So, you know, prayerfully that won't happen this year, but it normally happens all the time. But anyway, hope you're having a wonderful day. Today is Thursday, July the 29th. I want to give a happy birthday shout out to my good friend Bruce, all the way in heaven. He was the best man at my wedding. He was a really cool guy. Today would have been his birthday. He passed away in I think it was March of last year from COVID. Yeah, he passed away last year in March. I think it was from April from COVID. He was like the second person in my life that I lost to COVID last year. The first person was my uncle, and then the second person was Bruce, and then the third person was my mom, and then the fourth person was my good friend Darren. Well, Darren was third, then my mom. So the COVID wreaked havoc. Y'all know the story. But anyway, today would have been his birthday. So happy birthday, my friend, all the way in heaven. You know, he's probably up there with my mother. They call my mother Eve. So he's probably up there with Eve right now. And she talking to him like, happy birthday, Brucey. Anyway, today is National... Listen, if you're hungry, you don't want to hear the national days, but I'm going to give them to you anyway. Today is National Lasagna Day, National Chicken Wing Day, National Chili Dog Day. Put your lipstick on because it's National Lipstick Day, and find you an intern to help you do your thing. So all of those are today's national holidays. Lasagna Day, Chicken Wing Day. Chicken Wing Day is almost every day. Y'all know people eat chicken all the time. So National Chicken Wing Day, National Chili Dog Day. My husband make the best onions. Like when we have chili dogs, sometimes he don't even have to make the chili. Just make he makes the best onions. Like those onions are so good. I've been trying to get him to sell them for years. Yep, but he won't write the recipe down and tell me what it is so I can have a Coke because we're not going to have time to do it. So, you know, me, I go to, listen, let's get the recipe down. And the first thing I need you to do is get the recipe down. Once you get the recipe down, then I'm going to take the recipe and I'm going to find a co-packer and they're going to co-pack everything. They're going to be able to distribute it, stuff, blah, blah, blah. This is me. Never happened. But anyway, National Chili Dog Day. All right, let's get on with our horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thompson for today, July the 29th. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. You're best to avoid disputes. Someone may be trying to take advantage of you. You will find it easy to learn and excel. Yep, you're going to find it easy today to learn and excel. Taurus, involve yourself in group endeavors. Avoid any erratic behavior or it could cause you isolation at home. You may find that your quick wit and charm will help you in obtaining allies. All right, listen. Involve yourself in group endeavors. Yep, just do it. And avoid being nuts at home because it's going to cause people to like, you know what, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you get on that side of it because I really don't. Just get on that side. Just stay on that side. I'm just trying to help you out. You know, so avoid being that person. You don't want to be isolated in your own house. Who wants to be isolated in their own house? Like, not you. Gemini, be sure to use your charm and diplomacy when dealing with potential new clients. You can mesmerize anyone you meet with your cultured attitude and outlook. Okay, now, Money may slip through your fingers. Here's the thing. Hold on to them coins. Listen, hold them like this. Don't hold it like this, because if you hold too tight, nothing gets in, nothing gets out. Nothing gets in. If your hand's too tight, just hold it like this a little bit. Just be careful. Okay, Gemini? Be careful. And anyway, be sure to use your charm and diplomacy when dealing with potential new clients. So be charming, but don't put it on too thick. Right? You want to be careful about that. Could be a new client. Anytime you get a new paying client is a good thing. I'm just saying. Cancer, your self-confidence will attract members of the opposite sex. You are going through a period of questioning. You might find it difficult to control your emotions. Listen, emotional Cancer. Just meditate. Take some breathing lessons. Go do some dancing. Turn on some music. Spray something that smells good. These are all the things I do when I can't control my emotions. I'm just sharing my things with you. Music. Smell something good, meditate, stop for a minute, lay down. Listen, that's what I do. When I'm emotional, I have to take a minute. Matter of fact, sometimes I take 5. And I bring it on back in. Because I need to get a grip. Because when I'm all emotional, I can't get anything done. And yeah, I get emotional. Some people don't think I get emotional. They think I'm a robot. I'm not. I'm very human. And I'm a very spiritual and emotional kind of person. So listen. Focus on that self-confidence. It's going to attract somebody of the opposite sex. Don't be so emotional, though. All right? Try your hardest not to. Leo, don't be too quick to spend money. Deception is evident around you. Don't push your luck with authority figures. Listen, watch the money. Don't be so quick to do that. Because if a nun ain't coming back in like this, don't be so quick to spend money. Stop for a second. Ask yourself, do I really need that? Because if you ask that question a lot of times, you won't spend the money. Remember, my daughter just had this conversation before I started the show. Like, listen, we got to do some things and we got to ask some questions because we like to spend money. We both do. She probably like to spend a little bit more than me, but we both like to spend money. So we're trying to build this empire, which requires us not just spending money unnecessarily. Right? We're working on an empire here, a media empire. That's what we're working on, which means we got to outlay some money for some things. But we got to look at things we outlay money for that we really don't need. She got a production coming up. I got a production coming up. We got things we're trying to do. So you got to watch the money. So we were just talking about that. Like, do I really need to spend this money on this thing right now? Ask yourself that, Leo. Don't spend too quickly. Virgo, don't hesitate to go ahead with any plans for entertainment. Okay. Don't let domestic problems interfere with your objectives. You will find that unfinished projects at home will be most satisfying. Listen, I'm not domestic like that, so I don't know. Unfinished projects in my house that I have to do, they're just unfinished. I never really get around to doing, which is sad. I'm not that person. I gotta tell y'all something. So I have a meeting directly after the show, so I won't have any time to go eat anything. So I ate a breakfast this morning, which I never eat breakfast this early, right? I feel sick to the stomach right now. I just had to share that with y'all. I feel like I just want to. I know that's disgusting, right? But I do. And I'm saying to myself, I shouldn't have eaten that. I never eat that early. But I just realized, so, if I don't eat now, I won't get a chance to eat till probably about 4 or 5 o'clock. And I had to eat something, which I should have just ate a yogurt or something. Now I feel ilky. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after this song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologist Micah Thyssen. So stay tuned to that.
Time goes by and yet I wonder, are you and me still the same? Are you still loving the game? I know I don't. You cast your skull and I went under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. So I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through. each other through hell. Why can't we just get over ourselves? I know we should. You cast your spell and now we're under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. Yeah, so I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Yeah, made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free, set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free. Oh, hey, yeah. Oh, oh, right, yeah, yeah. Oh, made a promise to myself this time I'll keep it. Where there's a will, yeah, there's a way. Where there is smile with every tear, I know I will make it. I'm gonna see a brighter day, brighter day.
Welcome back. That is one of my favorite songs. I love that song. I'm over here jamming. Y'all couldn't see me because I had the camera off, but I love that song. I was over here jamming. You know what's crazy? A lot of times when I pick my songs, I just kind of pull them based on what I'm feeling. And so for some reason, that was a song and I love that song. I try not to play it like every day because I really like it, but that was a song that came first today. And then my second favorite song came out second. But just listening to the words of the song, it's not like I haven't heard it before because I play it a lot. But just listening to the words of the song, it was like so timely. Like I needed to play that song. Like somebody needs to hear that song today. It's going to be a brighter day. All right, welcome back to the show. I'm your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen. Let's pick it up with Libra. Your partner will blow situations out of proportion. Take time to look at any outdated papers or possible investment. Put your efforts into making constructive improvements to your environment and your state of mind. Listen, I don't know about your environment, but that state of mind, yeah, put some effort into that. Improve that. When you improve that, you can improve everything around you. It starts here first. It starts with the mind first. I'm just trying to help you out. I don't care what you do. It starts right here first. Even with your improvements in your house, if your mind doesn't say, let's make an improvement in the house, guess what happens? Nothing happens. Not a thing. Starts here. So start improving the mind, and then everything around you will start to kick in. But you got to start with the mind first. Scorpio, you may be confused emotionally. You're in the mood to do things such as competitive sports or perhaps a night on the town. Okay. Be sure to question any detail that you feel could leave you in a precarious position at a later date. Question it. I don't care if they don't like the fact that you question it. Question it. Because if this is going to leave you jacked up later on, you don't want to be in that position. So you need to question right now before you do anything that's going to mess you up in later on. I'm just trying to help you out. Me and Michael. Right, Michael? Michael says yes. Sagittarius. Your mind may not be on the job. Avoid being intimately involved with clients or colleagues. That's a no-no. It's a no. Make changes that will enhance your appearance. Your girl got to get something done to her due. I've been wearing my braid for a minute now. I like the braid. You know, I like it. My cousin did it for me. I've been wearing it for a week. I like my braid. Anyway, you can make changes that will enhance your appearance. I don't know what that is for you. I don't know what it is. It could be a new hairstyle, could be a new wardrobe, could be a new lipstick, could be some, color your eyebrow. Who knows? Whatever's gonna make you feel good about who you are. That's all. That's all it is. Listen, don't mess around with your clients and your colleagues. That's a no. The clients is bad and the colleagues is bad. Don't do either. I'm just trying to help you out. Capricorn, rethink your motives and make the necessary changes to yourself. Capricorn. It will be important that you have your priorities straight. You may be likely to have difficult times with females. Yeah. Women, I don't want to say this. I'm not going to put that in the universe. You may have some difficult times with some females today, Capricorn. In the meantime, rethink your motives and make the necessary changes to who? To you. Make necessary changes to who? To you. Make the necessary changes to who? To you. Don't try to change anybody else. Make the necessary changes to yourself. Can't change anybody else. The only thing you can change is you and your attitude. Aquarius, kick your shoes off and relax. Partnerships could be tense. Don't push your luck. You have the same stamina and the know-how to raise your own earning power. Listen, but it starts right here, Aquarius. You have the stamina, you have the know-how, but you got to believe that you do to raise your earning power. You have to do that. Listen, I just told y'all, me and my daughter working on building an empire right now, which means that we have the stamina, we have the know-how, but we got to raise our earning power by keeping our minds right. That's what we got to do. You know? All right. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces. Don't get involved in secret affairs or underhanded involvements. Oof, fish, don't do it. This is a great day to spend time with your family. You may think gifts will win their hearts, but it could add stress from lack of funds. Listen, I just talked about money. I don't know about you, fish, but if I can't win their hearts with me just being loving and kind, I ain't got no money for you, baby. I'm just trying to help you out. All right, listen, Pisces, I don't know about you, fish, but this fish right here, if I can't get it with the heart and the hugs, it won't be this. I ain't trying to buy your love. I'm trying to show you that I love you. I love you. I love you. All right? All right. So all the horoscopes I got for today, I'll be back again on Monday because you know today is my Friday. Yep, and I got a guest coming up, so make sure to stick around for the guest. I'm only going to do 3 news segments, and then I'm going to go to my guest because we're going to talk about some organic gardening. I really got questions about that because I feel like we got to get back to the place where we grow our foods. I know some people are like, I'm not going out there. And I'm the first one to say, I'm not digging in no dirt. However, I'm sure she has other ways to start an organic garden. So, that's all the horoscopes I got. I'll be back again Monday to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noda Charles and Michael Thosson. Now, let's get on with some news that you could use. Yeah. You know, there is a lot going on right now about these masks and being in school. And there are a lot of parents who just don't know, you know, how they feel about putting their kids back in school with the Delta variant floating around. The sad thing is that when kids can't go to school, that means they have to be home and do digital learning. But when they're home doing digital learning, somebody has to be home with them. So it's just a bad situation right now. And I know for a lot of people, they don't want to get vaccinated. I get it. I understand. I was one of those people until my heart fell apart. You know what I mean? So I had to say, you know what? I gotta, if it's gonna take me out, then it's gonna take me out. But it won't take me out without me trying. And trust me, I understand what it means to have COVID. It wasn't great, y'all. It was horrible. It was a terrible situation. It made me paranoid. I feel like anytime my nose runs, I'm like scared. Do I have it again? Do I have it again? Even though I know I've been vaccinated. So I get it. So parents are caught in a real bad situation right now. They really, really are because they don't know which way to go. They really, really don't. And right now, school is starting on Monday, and there are a lot of parents that are concerned about their kids going back to school. So I get it. I really can't. I don't know what to tell them. I really don't. I really don't know what to tell them. In the meantime, Gwinnett County Board of Education recently appointed 2 new principals for middle schools. Yep. Lynn Thornton will be the new principal at Jones Middle School, according to a news release. She takes the place of Momen Reisman, who in May was named principal of Seconder High School, which is scheduled to open in 2022. So Seconder, she done stepped down already. She got a whole year. I guess she said, I need to take a break. Anyway, Thornton for the past 6 years has served as an assistant principal at North Gwinnett High School. She also was an assistant principal at Norcross High School and a teacher and administrator in Boston Public Schools and a teacher for the Atlanta Public Schools. So she is going to be the principal at Jones Middle, which is pretty cool. Congratulations to you. The board also promoted Brooks Baggett, assistant principal at Northbrook Middle, to principal of the school. So now she's going to be the principal of Northbrook School. He would take the place of Keith Thompson, who is now the assistant superintendent in middle schools. Baggett spent 12 years as a high school social studies teacher in Gwinnett until 2014 when he became assistant principal. Yep, so congratulations to both of them. So the 2 new principals being appointed. Listen, if education is your thing, get in there and do what you got to do and move up the ranks. I'm just trying to say, because some people are dedicated to that. That's their passion. I get it. That's their passion. That's what they're dedicated to. I think that's so nice. The Buford High School wrestling team had 18 wrestlers who helped the Atlanta Food Bank a food drive on July 15th. Listen, that is so cool when these young guys can say, you know what, I'm about more than just football. I'm about more than just music. I'm about more than just playing games. I need to get out there and help. And trust me, if you've never helped somebody, I always tell people this: when you feeling your absolute low, go help somebody. When you go out and help, and I know some people are selfish, right? I can't help myself. Why would I help somebody else? Because it's gonna make you feel amazing, and it's gonna put out good, calm energy into the world. I'm telling you, when you feel bad, help somebody. So it's really nice to see these young men. They're not only about football, but they're about doing things that help their community, because that's important. And I guarantee you, when they got finished with that, they may not have said it out loud, but I bet you they felt amazing. So the team members helped hand out more than 250 boxes of food at the event that was held at the Buford Arena. Yeah, I will bet you they felt amazing, because you do feel amazing when you do good things. I'm telling you, like I know. Whenever you're in a funky mood or funky state of mind, go do something nice for somebody. Listen. When you do that, you're gonna feel good. You're gonna be feeling. I'm telling you, and I say that because I think about a lot of stars who have drug addictions, and they can't. They give away a lot of money, right? But they never put their hands on anything. They just cut checks. And yeah, the checks are helpful, but if you put your hands on something, it's not only going to help you, it's going to help the organization or the children or whoever it is that you're trying to support, because you're going to feel amazing. When you cut a check, the accountant just cut the check. When you go out and actually put your hands on people and help them, you feel good. I don't care what anybody I think about that, because I know that's how I feel. Yep. I think this was pretty cool too. This gave me an idea. I'm biting off your idea, Daily Post. So the Daily Post give away book bags at Back to School Kids Expo and Health Fair Saturday. Yep, I think that's a wonderful idea. I surely do. Yep. The start of the school year is just around the corner, and the Daily Post will help children get ready for the new year with the Back to School Gwinnett Health Fair and All About Kids Expo this coming Saturday. The first 250 kids this Saturday, held at Rose Jordan Park in Lawrenceville, will receive a string bag filled with supplies. For the first 100 adults, will receive a gift bag of their own, and the first 50 adults will receive free admission ticket to the Fernbank Museum of Natural History. So it's going to be a lot, but I think that's so nice too. Gwinnett Daily Post is saying, you know what, I want to do something nice. So they stepped up to the plate, and they're doing something nice as well. So this Saturday, Rose Jordan Park, it's going to be a lot of free stuff. 250 gift bags to the kids, 100 to the parents, and 50 gift cards, free admission tickets to Fernbank. So if you want to participate in that, it's going to be at Rose Jordan Park from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Check it out, and be able to go over there and get your bag. That's a good thing all around. My good friend Derek J. Wilson is also doing a back to school giveaway. It's going to be at where's it going to be? He's giving out backpacks this coming Saturday as well, the 30th, right? What's the day? Today's the 28th? No, today's the 29th. 31st, his event is. It's going to be at the Promised Land over in Snellville. So the Promised Land, if you want to go and get a kid, if you live in the Snellville area and you want to pick up a book bag or backpack for back to school this coming Saturday, go to the Promised Land over in Snellville. Just type in Promised Land Marketplace, and you'll see it. I kicked myself. I forgot I don't have the flyer in front of me, but anyway, check it out. We did Christmas in the Park last year. Was it last year? Year before last, which I thought that was an amazing event. And there were families who came out for Christmas in the park to get their kids some food and some clothing and things like that. So, yeah, make sure to check that out. You got some kids who are school age. You need book bags and backpacks and all that stuff. You got all around the county, probably all around the state. There are giveaways about things that's going on. All right, so listen, I got a guest coming up today. I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after this song to hopefully interview my guest. So I want you to stay tuned, because if you want to know about organic gardening, this is where you need to be. This is where you need to be. You want to hear this. You want to find out how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to garden anything. I don't. So stay tuned. I'll be right back after this last song before my guest come on.
Sure, I understand it, but everything seems brighter now than before. I don't know why I feel this way, but every time I hear your name, on love so easily. 'Cause I don't wear my heart up on my sleeve. Yeah. I don't know if you feel the same, but every time I hear your name, my worries disappear. It's all because of you.
So listen, guys, it's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney. I got a guest coming on. She didn't get on yet. Supposed to come on in 10 minutes, but I gotta tell you, I'm so excited about when I have great guests on the show, and it is my mission to keep bringing you these amazing people to share their stories, to share their vision, their mission, to share the things that mean so much to them, the things they're passionate about, because that's important. It's really important for you to find. And I got a really good quote for today, and I thought it was appropriate because when the guy said it, I was like, oh my God, he's talking about me. And he was talking about me, the me before, not really the me now, but the me before. And I wrote it down because I was like, that's a really great quote for today. That's how I'm going to end the show. Where did I write it at? Oh, I see where I wrote it at. But anyway, I didn't even bring myself back into the frame. How about that? I'm sitting here talking to you, you can't even see me. But anyway, it's really important for me to bring you great guests, and I continuously work to grow the show, and it's so crazy because I get so many opportunities. I'm an entrepreneur, right? I'm one of those entrepreneurs. I call myself a genius, and I have entrepreneur ADD. And the reason I say that is because there are a lot of times when people present me with these really, really wonderful ideas, and I really want to just get involved with all of them. And sometimes that's not a good thing. But I'm so focused right now on turning Good Morning Gwinnett into a household brand. And the way for me to do that is to continuously grow it and make it better. And I have to continuously tell myself that, because like I said before, I get presented with so many wonderful opportunities and so many chances to be a part of other people's dream. And I want to say yes to them all. And I can't say yes to them all. It's not a good thing to say yes to them all, because then I lose focus. So, one part of this show is bringing on amazing people. Other part of the show is bringing on people like Chris Hood, who talks about SEO. As a matter of fact, he'll be on next Tuesday because it's Talk Tech Tuesday. Carla Shoemate, who talks about investing on our Wise Women Invest Wednesday segment. So I love doing all these things. These things make me happy. And so that's why I love doing it. And it's always nice for me to continuously to do things to just make the show grow and grow. So whenever I get a chance to bring on great guests and people to share wisdom and knowledge, I'm excited. So my guest today is Miss Carla Blackshear. She is an organic gardener and an organic consultant. She has a blog called Carla in the Kitchen, which I thought was pretty cool. Now I gotta ask her, where's the podcast? Where's the TV show? Because that sounds like a making for TV and podcasting to me. Y'all know me, I'm media all day long, 24/7, and twice on Sundays I'm media. And when I saw that, I'm like, ooh, Carla in the Kitchen. I was like, that's nice. And so I gotta, we're gonna talk about that. But she's been a nurse for a lot of years, and she is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to anything in the medical field. especially nursing and pharmaceutical. And she's an educator. She's a consultant. She's helping people live a healthy life. And I want to know about gardening because, now let me just say this. I looked at her background, right? She helped in the kitchen with her grandmother. They preserved food. I was born in Albany, Georgia. Raised in Jersey, but born in Georgia. When I was a little girl, that's what my grandmother did. They canned, they preserved, they grew, right? I didn't get that trait, but Carla did. So I'm going to bring her on. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Miss Carla Mintz Blackshear.
Hey, Miss Audrey. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And that's so funny. Like, I saw your bio. It says you've been a nurse for 40 years. You don't look like you've been a nurse for 40 years. You look amazing.
Thank you so much. And yes, I have. It's been quite a wonderful adventure, but I'm happy to say that I'm moving on to something that I very much love and have a passion for.
So I see you were born in the great state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Philly, baby. Philly in the house. So how long have you been in Georgia?
I actually relocated to Georgia in 2001 by a company, and I left in 2004 to travel as a national travel nurse in the neonatal intensive care area, and then I returned to Georgia in 2008.
So you like it here, I see, because you stayed.
I came back to a man who is now my husband.
Oh, listen, let me tell you this real quick, Carla. So when I moved, I was born in Albany, Georgia. And my mom moved us to Jersey when I was like 12. So I spent most of my life in Jersey. I moved back to Georgia 8 years ago. So I had to speak at a film festival. And I'm at the film festival speaking. And so there was a young lady in the audience. And she said, where are you from? Because, now when I was in Jersey for most of my life. But I still have that southern twang, right? But when I moved back to Georgia, I still had a little bit of northern twang. So she raised her hand. She asked a question about production and distribution and all that stuff. So she said, "Where you from?" And I said, "Oh, I'm here now, but I was just came from Jersey." She said, "Why'd you come here?" I said, well, "Why wouldn't I?" She said, "Girl, there are no men here." And I said, "Oh," well, I brought my own. She said, "You better hold on to them." It was hilarious, and I was like, "Is it that bad?" So to hear you say I came for a man and we're married, that's a good thing. Because people, when I got here, they were like, listen, hold on to your man. Because they're thirsty here in Georgia. They want your man. It was crazy. And I was laughing. But I heard that a lot. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Well, hold on. Let me hold on to my man. But it's nice to hear you say I came here and I found the man and I married him. So that's a good thing. So there's hope, women. There's hope if you're in Georgia.
There is.
So now I see that you're in organic gardening. How did you get into organic gardening? Because I feel like we're in a time in our life right now where we need to really know what we're putting in our bodies for so many reasons. And you could tell me more about those reasons than I can, but I just feel like that's where you are. And I feel like there are a lot of people who they want to grow their own food. They just don't know where to start. So how did you get into organic gardening?
So my first experience in gardening actually started in 1985 when I was living in Westchester, Pennsylvania, which is just outside of Philadelphia. And I had an influencer. Her name is Elaine Perry. She was also a nurse, and she's no longer, sadly, with us, but I learned a lot from her. She had a fenced-in 10 by 10 yard, a garden area, and she was planting everything from the earth.
Wow.
So I was amazed by that alone. But it wasn't until she started taking me apple picking to make applesauce and peach picking to make peach preserves and teaching me how to can tomatoes and peppers for sauces and relishes that the light bulb went off and I said, oh my gosh, I can actually do this and I can just pull from the shelves in the winter and cook. So I went back and had this 4x4 raised bed built. And I didn't know what I was doing. I just put some soil in the ground, and I had tomatoes, peppers, and green beans, and maybe some herbs, and that was it. But, life changes happened, and I didn't get back into gardening until 2008 when I came here to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. We have plenty of land, carved out a corner, and started gardening. The organic gardening piece really came into play, I'm going to say, within the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. I just realized I wanted to use organic soils, organic fertilizers, starting my own seeds from indoors and taking them out. It's a process, but it is just so rewarding and fulfilling. The thing about organic gardening is this. If you go to first of all, you cannot compare the taste, the freshness, the deliciousness of the fruit that you are growing to a grocery store. The other thing is when you're taking vegetables from your garden, the vitamin content is higher right at the start. And you don't really, today we're getting groceries, but the groceries are grown miles and miles, hundreds of miles away. So by the time you get from harvest to your table, you don't even know how much other fruits and vegetables or produce have been compromised. So you know what you're getting when you're planting your own food. And I don't know if you recognized it or not, but especially over this course of this past year, the prices of the produce have skyrocketed.
Yep.
So it's just another area and an opportunity where you can save for your family and cook the foods you want, grow what you want. I love it. I just absolutely love it. And I just wish I was in a climate where I could have the same things that I'm growing in the summer, in the winter. But I switch off and I grow other vegetables throughout the winter.
So let me. I got a couple of questions. Then we're going to go to that part. So a lot of times you go to the grocery store, you see organic, you see the regular vegetables. How do you know whether it's really truly organic? I guess you really don't know.
No, that is a very, very good question. And of course, they all have the organic labels on it. Some of them actually have seals and certified labels that will tell you that it's organic or organic food. And I'm trusting at this point. I'm trusting that when I do go to the organic section, it is more expensive, but for me, it's absolutely worth it. I'm trusting that what I'm getting based on the seal or the label, that the products are organic. And they typically are very fresh. And if I'm not going to the market, then I'm sourcing farmers who come into the area. And I go there and get my produce.
That's pretty.
If I'm not liking the markets.
That's pretty cool because now it's like farm to the table. So now you say you're in Atlanta. You say I got a lot of land. Where are you in Atlanta? And how much land do you have? Because I got some thoughts and I just want to know where you are. You said I got a lot of. I'm in Atlanta.
I'm in Lithonia, Georgia.
Okay.
And my husband had our house built in 2003. And so we're on 2 acres of land. I could really have a farm.
Yes.
I really could. And every year, I started small. Every year, it goes bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm probably at my largest that I've been in years. And it's been a challenge. But I retired in January last year, right before COVID. And so I have nothing but time. I have nothing but time on my hands to tend to my garden. And now I'm helping others start their garden. So I don't know how much you know about me, but I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. And so I get these, I call them gifts from God because I really feel like that's what they are. He speaks to me and I have to say what I'm thinking. So as you were talking, and he gives me the opportunity to learn all this stuff that I get to come back and share with people. Like I learn a lot of stuff and I talk to somebody and I'm like, yeah, she should do this. So as you were talking, you have 2 acres, and there are grants out there for you to get grants to have your garden and be a teaching farm, like a mini farm. I don't know if you knew that or not, but they are through the USDA. That's one thing. The other thing I was thinking as you were talking, I could see, like I feel like in the kitchen with Carla, and I know this is not a coaching session, y'all, but I have to tell her because this is what God is saying. I feel like in the kitchen with Carla should definitely be like a show. But as you were saying that, I could see you having a grill set up outside, doing cooking classes on the land in the garden and videotaping that and just cutting it up into a bunch of different segments and creating a show around it. I think that'd be so amazing. And because you just said that there's 2 seasons, there's the winter season and there's the summer season, I feel like you can have 2 seasons of shows, winter and summer. And it doesn't take a lot of content, Carla. And I know for a lot of people, they get so stressed out about, it has to be perfect. It has to be all these things. It has to be you. Right? It has to be you, and it has to be you empowering people. So as you were saying that, I love land. I have no idea why I love land. I say that all the time. I love land and love horses. No idea why. I think in my past life, I had a lot of land with some horses. But when you said I have a lot of land, I was like, my ears just perked up. A lot of land?
she should put a mini farm on that land. But you can make it a training farm, and there's grants out there and funding out there just for that, for people who have mini farms. And I feel like you're educating people already as a consultant. Maybe you should think about taking it a step further. And you don't need a kitchen, but you can definitely pop up a grill and just grill something, right? Because I used to didn't eat peppers. Like, you could not get me to eat a pepper to save my soul. And my husband grilled some peppers and sweet potatoes one time, and I was like, I fell in love with yellow peppers. And I've never, and that only happened in the last year. I've never liked peppers, but he put sweet potatoes together with some peppers, and he grilled both of them. And I love sweet potatoes. I never liked peppers. Now I'll go get some shrimp and buy 3, and I did this yesterday. Went to get shrimp, bought 3 yellow peppers, and I'm like, yeah, we having broiled shrimp and peppers and onions. But I just feel like your message is so needed, and I feel like you're going to empower so many people, because there are people who really want to start living off the earth again. Like, that I think that's where we're going, but they don't know how. I love, like, when I lived in North Carolina one time, and on the property that we had, it had a peach tree, an apple tree, and a plum tree. And the bugs used to eat the trees down. And I was like, okay, I don't even know how to stop the bugs from eating the plants. So when you have a garden, right, how do you make sure that the insects don't take the garden over without using pesticides to protect it? How do you do that?
So that's a very good question, and this is something that I educate my clients on right now. One of the things, first of all, I do is I make my own organic pesticide. So there are ways to test down. The other thing is, for example, I have 5 tomato plants this year, and honestly, it has been my best crop of tomatoes that I've had in years. And I did a little homework and learned that planting basil, so I have regular basil, purple basil in and around my plants, help to deter some of the pests. The other thing I recommend to my clients and to everyone who's gardening out there is visit your garden every day. Mm-hmm. Because one day something can happen. So go look at your garden every day, check the leaves on top and bottom, make sure that you have nothing starting that's going to ruin the rest of your garden. And of course, I use organic soils. I do worm castings, which also helps to deter some of the bugs, that will come. And I've had a relatively good season until a week ago, last week as a matter of fact. I had a green pepper plant. I have like 5 green pepper plants, or a variety of plants that are peppers. And I forgot one day to go look in my garden. I went the next day to look at my garden, and all the leaves on 2 pepper plants were gone. I said, oh my gosh. Well, I thought it was a squirrel, because I was having a war with a garden squirrel who was trying to get into my tomato plants, but I fixed that problem. I said, it must be the squirrel. Why would he want to eat the leaves? I said, I know the deer can't get in because I have everything fenced in. And I said, okay, I'm going to have to put a netting around the plant when I'm done planting, when I'm out and I'm finished with the garden today. I go back to put the netting on, and I find a worm. It's called a horn worm. It's a caterpillar that is they could be up to 3 inches long and thick. And he was just having a ball on the stem. I said, oh my gosh, I've never experienced it at all. So I immediately got on the Nextdoor app, and put it out there to let everyone know. And I instantly blogged on my garden blog on making your own organic and pesticide spray, and what to do if you have hornworms. And so what I'm learning is that this season, for some reason, is a reason that they're out.
Wow. So
there are ways to do and keep your garden very organic, but I suggest go look at your garden every day, because you never know what's going to happen.
So you make your own organic soil. I mean, my monkey.
This is what I do with the soils.
Okay.
And this year I really upped the level for myself, and it is making a difference. I like to experiment in my garden so that when I'm working with my clients, I can give them the best suggestions on what to do. This year I did do a lot of soil prep myself. Go out and you buy really good soil and you amend to it. So you're adding your compost, and you're adding fertilizers in the very, very beginning. I do my gardens about a good 30 to 60 days before I'm actually putting anything in. And I did a mixture of my soils this year. I use only worm castings as a fertilizer, but around this time of the year, your plants need a little bit more fertilizer. So I'm adding maybe some more compost, and I have my own compost bin. So I'm adding my compost to my garden, and then I make my own spray. And so if you go to my blog, at Carla in the Kitchen, you will see a recipe, to make your own organic spray.
Carla, I'm sitting here, I'm an entrepreneur. I told you that earlier. My mind is just going a mile a minute. You make your own spray. I'm thinking, put that in a bottle and sell it on Amazon. You got your compost and put that in, make a course. Like, my mind is going like in all these different directions, and I don't want to confuse you, because that's what happens to me when I get all these million ideas. I get confused because I just want to do everything. But it sounds really nice what you're doing. I think it's so important that we understand this process. And I got to tell you, I don't know if you ever seen this show. It's called Blue Collar Millionaire. You ever seen that show?
Haven't.
It's a really good show. I want to say it come on either CNBC or MSNBC, but if you type in Blue Collar Millionaire, it's on there. But there's a older couple. They retired. They were like probably in their 70s. They retired, and they had I guess they ordered some worms in a crate. And what happened, and I don't know why they ordered, I can't remember why they ordered the worms, but what happened was they realized that the worms had these castings. And then they started turning into this fertilizer, and it grew into $1 million business. And I was like, and it's a crazy name for it that they call it segment, the episode. But I'm thinking, really? Like worms? So yeah, so they had a whole, they turned into from crates into an entire worm farm where they do the casting and turn it into fertilizer and compost. And so, as you were saying it, I had all these ideas about things you could do, and don't listen to me, because you'll be trying to do all these things at one time, be crazy like me. So people want to garden. They need to understand the soil. Is there a certain type of soil that and we're gonna go to the business side in a minute, but I got to get past the process. When they go to the store, because I feel like when you go to the store, like when you buy vitamins, right? You go to the store, you want to buy the best vitamin, and there's like 3 million brands of vitamins and all these things. When you go to the store, there's so many different brands. Is there one seal of approval that you recommend? Like, if you go to the store and you see this seal of approval, that's a good brand. Is there one that you say, you know what, I like this one, I've used this one, I know it's good? Is there one that I can go to the store and say, I need some soil? What soil should I buy? What brand should I look for? What seal should I look for?
So yes, there are a lot of soils out there, and years ago I was using Miracle Grow. Then I started doing a little bit more homework in Miracle Grow and all the additives that are put into it. So I had to make a switch, and I pay more for my soils because I want the best organic soil that I can get. This year, I went to a store called Atlantic and Hydroponics. It's on the Marietta side. And they make a soil, it's called BX, I believe. And they come in these bulks. And that's what I have in my garden this year. And I added my own compost and my own fertilizers to it. And my garden is just spectacular this year. For my clients who don't want to spend as much money, Miracle Grow did make an organic raised bed soil that I had recommended. However, I've noticed that they've taken the organic off the label. There are some nurseries around that have organic soils, and so I would go pick up the soils for my clients. Cost a little bit more, but they were willing to pay, and we were using them. So I think you're safe if you go with an organic potting soil or an organic raised bed soil. And I'm just learning to stay away just for personal reasons. I want everything grown as organically as I possibly can.
That's And that's good information, because I know there are probably going to be people that are going to watch this show and they want to know, what's the steps? How do we know it's truly organic? And so what I hear you saying is that, just do your research. Do your research and dig deep. If you're really into organic gardening, do your research and dig deep, because sometimes you only see the surface. Like with vitamins, you only see the surface. But if you dig a little bit deeper, it's like, okay, you got this kind of something in there and this kind of filler in there, and then you're like, oh, this is not really a good vitamin at all. And I had to do that for myself, because I'm a big proponent of taking vitamins. I take them every day. And when I was looking for certain vitamins and certain things, I was like, oh, that looks good. So I go and I look at reviews and I see what people are saying and all this kind of stuff. When I see like a bunch of reviews, I'm weird, because if I see anything below a 4, I'm like, yep, not getting that. And it's crazy, because sometimes it's just people who are just dissatisfied. They don't take the supplement properly, so they want to complain. But I was like, if it's below a 4, I ain't getting it. That's with anything. If I go to anything and it's below a 4-star, I'm not doing it. So let's flip the script a little bit. Let's talk about the business side. So you had been in nursing for so long. You decided to retire and make this leap into entrepreneurship. What was that like for you?
Well, prior to the Carla in the Kitchen, I had a business called Men's Catering to health and wellness. And it was all around personal chefing and also doing wellness coaching. And I started that journey because I was on an assignment in California, and I realized that nurses, we take care of everyone else, but we don't take care of ourselves. Mm-hmm. And so I started doing things like just cooking healthy treats. When you get your 15-minute break, here's something healthy for you to do. And I was just bringing it in, at no cost to the nurses, but I just wanted them to find a way, to eat and eat healthy while they were there. When I got back to Atlanta, I did the same thing for an assignment I was on at Phoebe Putney Memorial in Albany, Georgia.
I was born there.
Just encouraging nurses. Were you?
Yes.
To take care of yourselves. And I'm going to provide you some snacks. And then I started providing some meals that they could take home. Because when you're getting off at 7:30 at night, you're going home and you're taking care of your family, and 9 times out of 10, you're not even taking care of yourself. You're going to bed and getting up and starting that 12-hour shift all over again the next day. So that was my first entry into starting a business. And it was about to help others, do better, eat healthier. Mind, body, and spirit, it all comes together. I dissolved my business just last year to start the Carla in the Kitchen, because I figured it was going to enhance what I'm doing right now with gardening. It is still centered around health and wellness. Mm-hmm. So I'm bringing the picture in from a different view. And like I mentioned, I have a blog. So if you go to Carla in the Kitchen and you go to the garden area, you will see resources and tips. That's where I'm posting some tips and resources for clients who want to know a little bit more about gardening. Do you do container garden? Do you do raised bed gardens? All my information is there. I have a second piece of this business, which is the Carla in the Kitchen. So now I'm teaching clients and everyone out there, what do I do with all of these vegetables that I'm growing? Mm-hmm. So I will help them with canning, how to make pickles and relishes, recipes. So I'm just getting to the point of posting some of those things. And I will continue to do that. And you mentioned a podcast, you mentioned YouTube. I do want to start a YouTube channel at the beginning of next year. I want to get through this season. I want to continue working with my clients. They learn from me, I learn from them, and then I'll be ready to take the next step.
So why didn't you merge the two businesses together? Because they seem like they could fit together. So why didn't you merge the two?
I think it was a little too much. I really wanted to focus in at this point in time, in the day that we're in, on this organic garden. I mean, I'm encouraging everyone to start somewhere. Mm-hmm. Start small. Start in pots. Because when you start to, the other element to gardening is the health benefits. Mm-hmm. Healthy eating. It's all going to still blend together, but I thought it would just be way too much to still do personal chefing, to still do wellness coaching. Let me just focus on organic gardening, because what is happening, is that I have clients who are now interested in the wellness piece.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so once I get them going in this direction, you have to have a reason or a purpose as to why you are even starting the garden. What's the why behind it?
Mm-hmm.
Because once you know your purpose, you're going to be more inclined to tend to your garden, invest the time in your garden. You're going to eat healthier, and things just start to come into play thereafter. So that's why I wanted to focus really on organic gardening, because the wellness piece is still going to come.
I got to give you your kudos on that, because that for most entrepreneurs is the hardest thing in the world to do. Pick one lane and stay in that lane. And I'm guilty all day long, and twice on Sunday I'm guilty. But what I've learned is just what you said. When you just say, when you find that one thing, like this podcast, I do this 4 days a week live, right? And I look at everything that I have done, everything that I could do, and nothing else I want to do 4 days live except this. So you're right. You got to know why you're starting your garden. You got to know why you start anything. And you got to be saying, you know what, I'm going to stick to this no matter what. And for me, this is like breathing now. Like, I do a lot of things. I help a lot of people. I got a lot of clients. But this is the one thing that I consistently do, even when I don't want to get out of bed. Like, I got to go do the show, you know. And when I miss an episode, I'm like, oh God, I missed the episode. I'm apologizing. You know, I missed Monday because I was on the plane flying back home. And but I let them know Thursday that, hey, I may not be here Monday because I'll be on a plane. And so you're right about that. Why are you starting what you start? You know, now when it comes to the business side, you say, you know what, I'm going to focus right here on gardening, organic gardening. This is what I want to do. I want to educate people. How have you been able to find your clients? Is it just from your posts? Are you running Facebook ads? Are you doing speaking engagements? How are you finding your people? Because that's the other big thing that entrepreneurs struggle with, finding their audience.
I have an Instagram page. I do have a Facebook business page as well. And most of my business right now is coming from the Nextdoor app.
Oh.
So I live in Lithonia, Georgia. It services a great geographical area. And the clients that I have so far, I got from them.
Really?
Now, I definitely want to expand. My daughter is an entrepreneur as well, and she is helping me view other angles, you know, to get more business. But I have to tell you, Miss Audrey, this was a huge take it on. You know, doing my own garden is one thing, but when you're going to clients and you're actually starting their garden for them, and I don't leave them hanging. I don't just go start their beds and start their planters and say, bye, good luck. That's not me, you know. So along with this role comes coaching, teaching, you know, consulting, you know, checking in with them frequently, having them send me photos. I do drive-bys, make sure everything's looking okay. There's so much more that goes into this that I really didn't imagine, and it's a lot of time. So I'm like, whoo, okay. So my 6 7 clients that I had this year was great because I'm able to stay on top of them. Their success is my success. And so now it's like, what do I do? And I have my own garden. And I'm out in my garden solidly 4 hours, 1 day out of the week. How do you make that all work? So I have to have a master plan to move forward in another direction.
Well, I can tell you this, and I trust me when I tell you I understand. So, and I can tell you what I'm doing. I can share the model that I'm doing for my own company. So, Noise Media Network is my company. So we are a streaming media distribution company. So I stream, like this show right now is being streamed live on not only Facebook but also on Roku. So anybody with a Roku device, they can watch the show live right now. It streams live on there. But it's also on Apple TV, and it's also on Android TV and Amazon Fire TV. It's on all of those platforms. So that's the company. I found myself being burned out when I was doing one-on-one because that burns you out. So what I decided to do, because people ask me, they want to start a podcast. I was doing training. I'm doing webinars. I'm speaking at conferences. I still do some of that stuff, but not as much as before. Like I'm speaking in October at She Podcast, which is in Arizona. So I got to get back on the plane after being on the plane 7 times this year already, which I'm not looking forward to because I'm tired. But what I realized is that, okay, People want to learn this. I put out a lot of free content, so they can go in there, they can find free stuff. They can buy my books. I have books on all this stuff. You can find the books. But you can learn. You can go online and learn how to be a podcaster. What I decided to do, I said, you know what? Let me launch a training program, right? Where it's group, right? So I call it Pod Chicks University because most of the people that I train are women who want to start podcasts. I call it Pod Chicks University. I use a platform called Mighty Networks, and I use them because I like the fact that you can do live right inside the platform, live trainings. You can also record them and store them there, which I love. So now that your clients can go back and look at it later. And I come on once a week for like the next 12 weeks, and we talk about what you need to talk about outside of the training. That is helping me. That's going to help me tremendously. And I've done that before because now it's not me one-on-one. The other thing, too, is there's a lot of basic information that you can go out there and find. But once you launch your podcast, do you want to be on all these platforms like my podcast is? My podcast is all over the world on all these platforms. So I created a program that was going to not only benefit me, but benefit the person that's really serious about taking their brand to the next level. So that may be something for you to think about so you don't get burned out, because you're going to get burned out. You start to do drive-bys. That's amazing. That I'm thinking me doing every Sunday, because I have like the coaching. I have another coaching platform called the Butterfly Squad, and that's me every Sunday. I'm like, woo, that's a lot. I can't even imagine doing a drive-by. Not even close. So, you may want to think about the membership platform. And I love Mighty Network. It comes with a lot of bells and whistles. And some people don't like it because it comes with a lot of bells and whistles. But I like it because it allows you to create a community in a safe space. It allows you to connect to that community and let them connect to each other based on location. So, let's say, for instance, there is a person that lives in Lithonia and you don't know them, they become a member of your community. It'll tell you, hey, Carla is in Lithonia too. It tells you that in the network, which I love that piece. It also allows you to put all your content right in that one space, so it's not on this platform and that platform, so it's all in that one space. So that's a model that I'm using to launch Pod Chicks University, because I realize I can't be at all these places. Like, I'm exhausted from all the traveling, speaking, and training and all that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to launch one university. I'm going to house all my content in this one space. I'm going to have my whole community there. We're going to uplift and educate and inspire each other in that one space. I don't like Facebook groups for my stuff. I know people love it, right? And it's cool, but I feel like it's too much noise, because if you're in a Facebook group, something pops up in your notification, you're going to leave the group and go see what they're talking about. When you're on a platform like a Mighty Network, that doesn't happen because it's right in the group. So if people are in the group, they're talking about the stuff that's relevant to the group. So that just may be something to think about, because I know you said at the beginning of the year you're trying to expand. So think about, what model is going to really work for you. And I feel like you won't get burned out. That's why Good Morning Gwinnett, I started at the end of 2018, December to be exact. And I've done over 500 episodes. And people are like, are you nuts? 500 live episodes. They're like, are you crazy? I'm like, no, but this is how I wanted to do it. And it's easy for me because I created this model for myself. So you have to create the model for yourself that's going to work for your life. And so one of the things I always say is pick a platform where you can talk to a group of people at one time. And if they want you to drive by their house, that may be a little bit extra money. They may need the VIP package. You may need the VIP membership. I'm going to drive by. You're going to have to, we're going to have to talk about how you're going to get the VIP. And that's cool. And people will pay you for that. People pay for things that make their lives easier. And I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we're afraid to charge them. But they want you to charge them because they don't want to do it. Like, I'm not a cook. My husband cooks. If I had to cook, I'd be like, listen, drop me off like some lobster fettuccine because I don't feel like going. I'm tired. That would be me. And I'm going to pay that extra $18 to Uber Eats or whoever it is because I don't want to go out. And so, because I'm tired. So I just wanted to share that with you because I love what you're doing. I know it's so needed right now because we're in a space where, life is, is changing and people want to get healthier. And we got all these things that's floating around in the air. And a lot of us don't know how to make our body strong to fight against these things. I had COVID. I lost my mom to COVID. I lost family and friends to COVID. It was crazy. And I thought I was doing everything right. And I still got it now. I had it bad. My husband did not have it bad. And I take a ton of supplements. Now I got a question. Well, I thought they told me to take zinc and calcium and B12 and all the stuff I was taking. And I still got it really bad to the point where I couldn't breathe hardly. So And I'm predominantly healthy. You know, I don't have diabetes, and I don't have, like, you know, I do have slight high blood pressure, but it's really like I could not be on medicine. It's so low, it's like borderline. But I still got it really bad, and I never get sick. And so, you know, you think you put in the right things in your body, you just really don't know. So when people like you educate us about the things we should be doing, we have to listen, you know. And so I think that when you sit down and come up with your game plan about how you're going to get this information out to people, you'll find that this what we're doing right now is one of the best ways in the world to share your message, and also to help you build the brand and push people back to where you want them to go. So I just wanted to share that with you because I just feel like what you're doing is really important. So what do you see yourself in the next 5 years with what you're doing?
Oh my goodness. I can only get to the next year.
At least you're honest. At least you're honest.
At this stage, you know, my life now is really about me and my family. And so I'm not pressed or pressured to kill myself anymore. I just want to have fun and enjoy what I'm doing. I don't want what I'm doing to look like a job or to feel like a job. I want to do it, and I do it mostly for others. You know, I'm doing it for myself, but I'm doing it for other folks, because the importance of health and wellness and eating healthy and taking care of yourself. So I want to continue to do what I do with clients because there are very few folks like myself who are doing the one-on-one.
Yeah.
People don't know. You know, I've been through the trials and tribulations of gardening. I can help. I can eliminate the frustrations. And it doesn't have to be me physically being in front of you. I do virtual consultations and coaching as well. I just want people to do it and do it right so that they're not frustrated and give up. So that's going to be a component that's a more intimate component for my business that I absolutely love. The other ideas that you have had, the podcast, definitely something. I follow other organic gardeners, and that's how I learn a lot of information. That's how I get to trial some things as well. I'm now becoming an affiliate with some of the companies that I'm using. You know, I'm using their products. I think the YouTube channel is the next way for me. That's my goal come January. I want to start there and build an audience in a platform where they can learn and start themselves, but with my guidance and coaching.
Yep. And that's YouTube is one of the best ones. I can tell you, when you use a platform like we're using right now, we're using StreamYard. When I finish this recording, it's going to give me audio and video. It gives me both. And so you kill two birds with one stone. So when you think about that, you can do both video and audio. Like, you can live stream, do whatever you want. You can, even now with StreamYard, you can upload preloaded stuff and direct it to you. It's just so many ways to do this. And I'm just saying that if you're going to do YouTube, don't rule out podcasting just yet, because you get the audio and the video at the same time. So you'll have both. So you can say, you know what, I'm going to take them, I'm going to put it here, I'm going to take them, I'm going to put it there. You have both of them at the same time. So that's a good thing. So listen, I want to thank you so much for being my guest today. How can people find out more about you and get in contact with you?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you, Miss Audrey, for having me on the show. This has been a lot of fun. I'm happy to be able to empower people to start their own gardens. You have been a wealth of information for me. I hope we can stay in contact so
yes,
I
ma'am.
can learn much more in growing this business. But everyone can reach me at carlainthekitchen.com, where I have my garden piece and my Carla in the Kitchen piece. And you can also reach me on my website. There is you can book for a free, or I say a complimentary consultation. It's a virtual or a phone consult where I can learn a little bit more about you and what your needs are, what your desires are. And also you can reach me at 404-919-8656. I'm available the majority of the time. I do take Sundays off as a family and me day, but I'm available, and I would love to share much more information for all those who are interested.
Now, before you go, because I didn't have the chat room open, but I just popped the chat room open. I see that Georgette has some questions. She wanted to know, so she wanted to know more about making organic pesticides. So do I, because my husband is the one he does the gardening, and we have my living room right now. When my mom passed away, when down south, I don't know, but down south, when you pass away, you get all these flowers and plants, right? My husband loved plants, and so did my mom. So he brought these 2 plants home. They were small. She passed in January. Now they're huge. They're sitting in front of, they're huge, because he has a green thumb. And he loves to try to grow stuff. We bought a peach tree, right? And Carla, I don't know what ate all the leaves off the tree before the peaches grow, but all the leaves got eaten off the tree. Like the tree has never bared a piece of fruit, because every time he puts it up there and it starts to grow, something eats all the leaves off of it. So I would love to know more about the pesticide training. So if you give a pesticide training, I would love to come to that training. Georgette want to know what type of vegetables do you grow during each season? And I should have asked that question. I should have had the chat room open.
Okay, so here's my list of what I have in my garden. I have tomatoes, peppers. I started red potatoes this year, so I'm harvesting them now. Sweet potatoes, green beans, cucumbers, butternut squash, zucchini. I have kale and collards. And kale and collards are one that you can grow also in the fall and through the winter. I have butter lettuce, spinach, and I'm growing butter lettuce in the middle of summer. That's unheard of, but I have a trick.
What is butter lettuce? I've never heard of butter lettuce. What is that?
Oh, you will absolutely love it. It's so much better for me than like your mixed greens. It's like a butter lettuce. It's very light. It's very fresh. You can add it to your spinach or your arugula salads, which is what I did yesterday. And I'm using a shade cloth. So it's still getting the natural sun, but it's keeping it more on the cool side. And I'm growing butter lettuce in the middle of the summer. That's unheard of.
Wow.
But that's also a cool weather vegetable for you. I also have herbs, and usually my herbs have died off by now. But I'm using a shade cloth for my basil and my cilantro. I still have basil and cilantro in July. So those are some of the summer plants. The winter plants would be your collards, your kales, your turnips, mustards, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. So I'm about to start fall gardening soon. I'm encouraging people to get their planters ready and get their garden beds ready, or I'll come out and I'll assist and help and get going with that as well.
Oh man, that's so cool. So yeah, so when you give that class on pesticides, I'm taking that class, because I know for me, my husband and I, he always he loves that stuff. Like I have no idea what to do with any of that stuff, but he loves it. And I got to tell you this real quick before we go. I went to I don't even know what the name of the stuff was, but Gwinnett has this thing called Gwinnett Citizens Academy 101. And one of the things they do is take you to the water company where our water supply is. And off of that company, they have fertilizer that I guess they clean the water. Well, they got these big, huge bags of it. I wanted to buy a whole bag, because it was like, they were like, yeah, it's like, it was some stupid number, maybe $100, but the bag had to be 500 pounds. And I was like, I need a bag of that. And it's like, yeah, we don't sell it to the general public. I'm like, what? So they sell it to companies, and then they take it and they package it. But they gave us a few free bottles. It was about this big. And my husband put that stuff in our yard. The grass is beautiful. It is and it's all organic. It is beautiful. And I was like, oh my, it's so pretty. He has to cut it, but it looks like a carpet. It looks like artificial turf. It's so pretty. And so, we know.
One thing, Audrey, when you're speaking of that, I have filters set up to my systems.
Okay.
So I have my 3 garden beds, I have sucker hoses in. So they're on a timer. But I have hooked up a filter to dechlorinate the water. And on my pots that I'm watering, I also have a separate filter that dechlorinates water. So this whole season, I have used dechlorinated water, and I think it really makes a difference.
That is amazing. Oh my God, I see a whole documentary around what you do, so I'm not going to go there. Anyway, thank you again for being my guest. Listen, guys, follow Carla. CarlaInTheKitchen.com. Follow her. You see she knows her stuff. And she's going to help you grow a beautiful organic garden. It's going to help you eat better, feel better, look better. She looks amazing. She said she's been nursing for 40 years. She looks amazing. So I know I need to, whatever she's doing, I need to get my skin to look like that. Yeah. So anyway, thank you again, Carla, for being my guest. And Georgetta's going to send you a link to the show and the graphic. And, anytime you want to come back, please do. And I will definitely stay in touch. We're going to be doing now that we're back to networking in person, we're going to be doing some networking events and things like that. And, you may have the opportunity to come out and speak in public at some of our events coming up. So I will definitely keep you in the loop about those things as well.
Thank you, Miss Audrey. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. So listen, everybody, I'm about to go to my last song, and I'm going to come back and close it out and give you my word of inspiration for the day. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed talking to you about it, because I thought it was amazing. Amazing. I'll be right back after this song. Wait a minute. What did I do with my StreamYard? I done lost the other StreamYard. What did I do with you? Did you disappear? Did I close it? I don't know what I did. I gotta find it before I go somewhere. Oh, there it goes. I'm crazy. I'm going to my last song. I'll be right back to this song. So y'all stay tuned. Right back. Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But I want to give you my word of inspiration for today. This was something that I heard somebody say this morning, and on my mastermind call, because y'all know I do the mastermind call every morning, and I thought it was such a good quote. And the reason that he said it, and I don't even know if he knows how good this quote was. But the reason he said it was, and I don't think he meant it as a quote. He just was talking in general, and I wrote it down because I was like, that's a good quote. So there was a young man on the call this morning. He was saying that he was doing, I think he said, it was a young man. He was doing, I think, photography. No, it was a young lady. She was a photographer. She was doing photography for nursing home for seniors, right? Senior citizens. And she was saying that wasn't working out too well. And she started doing photography for something else, and then something else, and something else. And he said to her, it's not working out because you haven't given yourself time to win. So my quote today is, give yourself time to win. Let me tell y'all something. That hit me like a ton of bricks. And here's why. Because I was that young lady. I was the person, if it wasn't working after a year, it's like, this is not working, I need to do something else. And I would quit and do something else and start all over again until it becomes a vicious cycle. It becomes a vicious cycle of you trying to start over because it's not working. You have to give yourself time to win. And I had to learn that the hard way. I had to learn that I had to give myself time to win. You have to give yourself time to win. And so when you give yourself time to win, that means that you're learning everything you can learn about the thing you're trying to do. She was an amazing photographer. It wasn't about her skills. It wasn't about how you do lighting. It was about her saying, you know what? It's not working for me. You know, I'm talking to the seniors. I'm taking pictures of the seniors. It's not working for me because it was taking too long. Well, let me just tell you this. Entrepreneurship takes a long time. So you have to give yourself time to win, which means in that time, you're learning about your craft. You're learning about the industry. You're learning new techniques, new strategies. You're learning how to market yourself as a business. You're learning how to be the best athlete, how to be the best guitar player, how to be the best chef. You're learning. You got to give yourself time to win. So I don't know what you're focusing on right now, but what I will tell you is don't quit. Do not quit. Do not start something new. Do not start over. Give yourself time to win. Listen, that's all I got for you today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 22 minutes with me, and I love and appreciate you to life for that. Listen, today is my Friday, so I'll be back again on Monday at 10 a.m., God willing. Listen, follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett. And follow me on the Twitter at GM Gwinnett. And pretty soon, I'm going to have a TikTok. And also, you can follow me on YouTube at Good Morning Gwinnett. I'm going to have a TikTok pretty soon. I'm working on it. My nephew told me I need TikTok. He's like, Auntie, you need TikTok. And I'm like, I know, but I don't even know what I'm going to put on a TikTok. So I have to figure out what I'm going to put on my TikTok. But anyway, that's all I got for you. Be sure to follow me on, if you listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episodes, give it 5 stars, share your episodes with your family and friends, especially episodes that empower and inspire you. Whether it be talking business, whether it be talking tech, whether we're talking gardening, whether we're speaking to a great entrepreneur, whether there's a news segment that you really thought was going to help somebody, share that story. If there's an event coming up, share the story with your family and friends. I appreciate that. If you want to support this show, listen, if you want to give this show $1 million, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com, click on the pay button. I need to put a donate button up there. I don't have a donate button up there. Maybe I should. But anyway, if you want to support the show, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com. You can support the show there by buying a book, buying a t-shirt, buying a mug, buying some socks. We got Good Morning Gwinnett socks. You know, it's about to get cold in a minute. Not today. Today's going to be 96. But it's going to get cold at some point. Not real cold. You know, we're in Jersey. We're in Georgia. This is getting real cold. But anyway, you can get the socks still. Support the show by buying one and buy something out the merch out of our shop. And if you do want to donate $1 million, hit me up, Audrey at goodmorninggwinnett.com, and say, Audrey, I want to donate $1 million to the show because I love what you're doing and I want to keep you going so you can keep it going. I appreciate that. Yeah, I said, listen, I'm putting it out to the universe. I need $1 million donation. Yep, because I want to expand this show beyond Gwinnett and make it better and better and better. So if you feel it in your heart to drop $1 million on the show so I can expand, let me know. I'll accept. All right, listen, guys. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back again Monday at 10 a.m., God willing. Stay safe out there. Keep your mask on. The Delta variant is out there, and she does not discriminate. Does not at all. So you stay safe out there. Keep your family and friends safe. Until next time, my people. Until next time. You know what it is. Make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.